And welcome to Flightdeck Live, powered by SportBuff. If you go to sportbuffshop.com and use the code ALFlightdeck10 at checkout, you will save 10% off your entire order. This is Tim Capper along with Cliffy Pine from Hamilton Stadium as the Alouettes advance to the Grey Cup with a very, heartbreaking either way, but still a very exciting game. 19-16 over the Hamilton Tiger Cats on a walk-off field goal by Jose Maltos Diaz.
Absolutely incredible. This is now the second time in almost as many years that the Montreal Alouettes have won a major game here at Hamilton Stadium. Except this time it's not the Grey Cup. It's to go to the Grey Cup. But the Montreal Alouettes came in. We talked about this before. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. That's what the Montreal Alouettes did. Although, I must say, this game was tighter than a drum. This game was literally down to seconds. This came down to the very final seconds of this game.
No, it's true. It was a very tightly played game. I haven't had a chance because obviously being here to check on the stats and stuff like that as far as history goes when it comes to the CFL finals, the East Finals. But the score was it was 6-3 at halftime. It really was. Which is crazy. And both teams just had just over 100 yards of total offense.
Absolutely incredible. Like I had said this was going to be a very tightly contested affair, but even I couldn't have imagined just essentially 3 field goals in the first half. I mean, that was not in the script, I don't think.
No, not at all. And you know what, being here too, I will admit, to me, and I'm sure others can speak otherwise, but to me, this was probably my most hostile environment seeing an East Final game. Wasn't like this when it was in Toronto a few years ago. Obviously not last year when it was at Personal Molson. But man, it was hostile.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I give Hamilton fans a lot of credit. They're very passionate about their team. They came, they showed up. It was a blackout game, so just about everybody was wearing black. Mm-hmm. A little bit of yellow too, but there's a lot of black. And I won't say it made for an intimidating atmosphere, but as you talked about, like, these fans were hyped. These fans were excited. They wanted to get to the Grey Cup. Don't forget, the Hamilton Tiger Cats last won the Grey Cup in 1999. I know. They have not won a Grey Cup in this millennium. And unfortunately, they're going to have to wait at least one more year because the Montreal Alouettes came in, they did what they had to do, and now they are going to Winnipeg to play for the Grey Cup Championship again.
Yep. Announced crowd of 25,399 people showed up here today. Also, the Alouettes had 2 fan buses come. But either way, Montreal was repped very well tonight. And besides that, we're still looking at the team is still on the field as we're standing here at Hamilton Stadium. But let's talk about this team here. We talk about Davis Alexander coming into his very first Eastern Final, a chance to go to the championship. You know, we saw what he did last week in the East Semi. Davis wasn't perfect tonight by all means versus what he was versus what he had last week. But Davis did just enough, especially on that last drive, to be able to get them into position to kick that winning field goal.
Absolutely. After Mark Leggio tied the game, 16-16, there was, I think, just under 2 minutes left in the game. He knew he had to drive down the field, eat up as much clock as possible. Just keep it simple, stupid. That's got to be the rule, right? And that's exactly what Davis Alexander did. Making great use of the ground game, using Stevie Scott, Travis Tice, baby.
And himself. And
yes, even Davis Alexander with the angry runs. I like to talk about the angry runs that these guys do, and it was just going down the field slowly but surely, just a few steps at a time. Charleston Rambo, though, made a couple of very, very clutch catches on that game-winning drive, and wow, I mean, this was absolutely phenomenal. And the noise, the atmosphere, everything was electric. I mean, right up until the moment where Jose Maltos Diaz put the boot to the ball, watching it sail through the uprights, and the rest, as they say, is history.
I got to say it. We were joking because we had a great time today with we went to see fans from all walks of life here for the pregame tailgate. I'm sorry, but Oski womp womp.
That's it. There's a little bit of trash talk. Nothing too severe. No, all things considered. But yeah, listen. At the end of the day, Davis Alexander did what he had to do. Yeah. He did not look perfect. No. He did not look like the same quarterback that played against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers last week. But you get the win. That's what it counts, is just get the win. And now he's going to be starting in a Grey Cup game.
That's right.
He's been to a Grey Cup. He's won a Grey Cup championship 2 years ago, but he was third string quarterback. Now he's QB1. This is his show. This is his time. I'm excited. I'm excited for number 10 to showcase what he can do in Winnipeg, whether it's going to be against the Saskatchewan Roughriders or the BC Lions. I'm excited for Davis to assume the mantle, to really, truly become Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Davis Alexander today with 19 to 26 for 210 yards, touchdown and an interception. Which should not have been thrown because I think it's that he saw the route perfectly, but the problem is that the DB came up and was able to snipe the ball on that interception.
Yeah, but let's talk about that touchdown that Davis threw to Tyler Snead. Boy, oh my word, that was
chef's kiss. Is that what you're trying to do? Okay.
Chef's kiss. Absolutely. I mean, wow. And that was to kick off the second half as well. I mean, we talked about establishing momentum, like really getting things going to start. And this game, 0-0 after one.
I know.
I mean, it almost felt like both teams were afraid to make a mistake, just feeling each other out. And I don't know. I was very surprised to not see any points at all scored. And then when halftime rolled around, it was 6-3. I mean, this really was a tightly contested affair.
And that first, you were talking about mistakes. I think the first mistake actually went to Bo Levi Mitchell deep here in the end zone. Where the Alouettes were able to stop that drive.
Yeah, Wesley Sutton just doing what Wes does best. And just he knows how important these games are. He knows what it takes to win in this environment. And again, it's just Wesley Sutton doing Wesley Sutton things.
Exactly. Davis Alexander led the team. It's just weird. This is shades of Cody Fajardo. Davis Alexander led the team, 7 rushes for 64 yards. His longest was 19. Stevie Scott, the third, had 48. And let's talk about the wide receivers here. As I said, it wasn't perfect. But all these guys stood up when they needed to. You talked about Charlton Rambo sporting the new cap on his helmet, which I think it was the first time we've seen on him.
Yeah, the Guardian cap.
The Guardian cap. I thought that was interesting.
That's a potential storyline right there.
Yep.
So I don't know the logistics behind it, but okay, if he felt he needed that extra bit of safety, then I'm all for it. So, but it was definitely a look I was not expecting to see out of Charleston Rambo.
No, and today's touchdown, as you said before, it was Tyler Snead. It is very fitting. He did get the touchdown, and he also led the team in yards today with 57. He was 3 targets, 3 receptions. Travis Tice, baby, he's back.
Cool.
He's back. He did a good job also at being in the backfield tonight. He was second on the team with 52 yards. Defense today obviously was a huge part of the game for both, back and forth. But it wasn't one of your typical games. With the defense, they were just could be able to control the line at certain points. We did have some issues, I will admit, in the backfield when it came to trying to curtail the Hamilton wide receivers. But it seemed that Coach Thorpe was able to talk these guys into doing what they needed to do. And as we said, we're heading to the Grey Cup.
Yeah, just a tightly contested affair, as we talked about. I mean, it's Noel Thorpe's defense versus Brent Monson's defense as well. I mean, both defensive coordinators called a really excellent game. They really got in the opposing quarterback's kitchen. Both of them did. So, I mean, again, these are the kind of plays you have to make. These are the kind of things you have to do in order to get to the Grey Cup. And this game truly could have gone either way. And in fact, my thought too during that game-winning drive as well is like, are we going to have to go into overtime? Is this game going to have to go into overtime?
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely bonkers, but we know Jason Moss now. He's not playing for ties. He plays for the win. And he was going to do everything possible to ensure that this Alouettes team comes away with a W in regulation.
Yeah, only sack today went to Dylan Wynn. That's the only sack for the day.
Yeah, so Isaac Adeyemi Berglund, I'm sure he's going to be very disappointed because he had talked about there's only one quarterback I want to get my hands on that I've never been able to sack, and that was Bo Levi Mitchell. Well, sorry, Isaac. I mean, if it helps, you're going to the Grey Cup, so that's a good consolation prize, right?
And there's also 2026.
This is true, too. But we're here and now. Let's focus on the now. How about we do that?
Exactly. There's so much to talk about with this game. Obviously, but being 8 days later, we did see a few guys go into the tent tonight. Those would be things that we need to watch as the week goes along, because I'm sure, they'll be in Winnipeg, I think by Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Monday.
Is it Monday?
I believe it's Monday.
Okay. Even more so. But so it's something that we do need to keep a look at when it comes to the injuries but it's the last game of the year. Last game of the year, you want to play your hearts out and play your damnedest no matter what, and that's the thing. So
it's essentially go big or go home, and for all the marbles now. So it's going to be, oh my! I think Winnipeg is about to get lit.
It's going to be fun, I will admit. Miss any part of the broadcast, you can check us out at the archive over on X, Facebook, or YouTube. Us being in Hamilton, the audio version will be delayed a little bit longer than normal, but it will be available for you once it is out there. Make sure you do stay tuned to all of our socials too for any information that we have, because your boys are going to be heading to Grey Cup, and we got to determine how we're going to get there, what our schedule is going to be. So stay tuned for any information on that when it comes to the show this week. Notice I didn't say Wednesday. No. So
we're being given the high sign. So I guess from Hamilton Stadium, once again, the Montreal Alouettes advanced to the Grey Cup, beating the Hamilton Tiger Cats 19-16.
That's right. And again, stay tuned to all of our socials, and it's going to be a good week. So for the final time here at Hamilton Stadium, for Cliffy D, I'm Tim Capper. We'll talk to you soon.